Johara. Welcome back to my channel. So, this is my last update for Trick or Treadathon. Yay! Okay. So yeah, let's see. I forgot to pull up the thing again. I did good yesterday when I updated. Okay, let's see. I know where it is, and then my mind went blank and I passed it. Okay, there it is. So this is the last update. Yay, Trick or Treadathon is over. So, quick recap. This was the first book I finished, which it's Ever After High, A Wonderland in Full World by Shannon Hale. Which read a book with a female lead who will probably hex you if you mess with her, which is Lizzie Hotz, my favorite character. Second book I read was this one, Ever After High, Once Upon a Time, A Story Collection. Oh yeah, the book I just showed you was 5 out of 5 stars. This one was 2 out of 5 stars, and it was for demon read a book that has more than one point of view, like those possessed by demons. Okay, and then was this one, which I ended up DNFing. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, which was for Saturn read a book someone has recommended to you. And then this one, The Legend of Shadow High by Shannon Hale and Dean Hale. It's a Ever After High and Monster High crossover. I read this this one was what, 5 out of 5 stars I believe. And then I read it for Zombie read a book that features a disaster. Then there's this one, Beauty and the Beast retelling As Old as Time by A Twisted Tale by Liz Brazil. Breswell. Which it was for 2 prompts. Vampire read a book with a love interest you should meet in a dark alley but you want to. Werewolf read a book only at night. And then the book I literally just finished, Monster High by Lacey Harrison, which is for Ghost read a book that you want to haunt, because who would want to haunt Monster High? Like, I would love to be in this world. I would love to make best friends with Draculaura and Twyla and Abby, because they're my 3 favorite characters. I would just love to be in their little, because I just love these scenes with their tight little knit friend group. I mean, Twyla and Abby aren't in this book, sadly. But I mean, like Draculaura, Claudine, Laguna, Cleo, right? Yeah, they're all really close. And Frankie's like just joined their group, but since she's new, she's not like in with all like the tightness that they have, you know, the closeness, the inside jokes and all that. That's what happens when you're a newcomer in a group that's been friends for years. But I love the scenes when Frankie was trying to join them. She was kind of quiet because like she didn't know what to say. She wanted to be out there, but at the same time she didn't want to say the wrong thing, which she did a couple times. But yeah, they're all just so close, and I tabbed them with orange because orange means friendship. I think 1 or 2 of them was for Melody's friendship with Becca and Haley, but the others are for the monster friendships because those are the ones I actually live for. But yeah, I rated this 5 out of 5 stars, I believe. It's a really good book. See all the tabs? I didn't have that many at the beginning, as you can tell. But it's a great book, and I haven't read this in a really long time. I only read it once, so there's a lot I don't remember. Like, there's a few basic things I remember. Like, I remember monsters trying to come out about being monsters, Melody being a normie who's kind of thrown into the mix, you know, Jackson and Hyde being not knowing that they were like the same person for a while. They did find out in this book, though. Well, Jackson did. Well, actually Hyde did too, but not till the end. Jackson found out more in the middle, or maybe a little bit past the middle, but not really at the end. Okay, so yeah, I finished the Trick or Treadathon. Yay, I'm so happy. This was my first readathon, and I want to do this again at some time. Maybe I'll make my own readathon, like pick my own like prompts, You know, that would be easier to find what books I want to read for too. Like, I kept putting off when to find the books I need to read for this until like the last day before the October 1st. Like, I was like, yeah, I really have to force myself to find the books to go with these prompts. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna do a readathon next month, but I'll probably do one eventually again, and yeah, and we'll see how that goes. So I recommend these books. Well, not all of them. I recommend this one, obviously. I did rate it at 5 out of 5 stars, but only if you're a fan of Ever After High, because then you'll understand it more. You'll understand the characters in the book. This one is my favorite. It has a lot to do with Lizzie and Maddie and Kitty, who are my favorite characters. The Wonderland characters all together are my favorites, and it's about them and their fight with the Jabberwocky, and it has Bathseater too. But yeah, so if you're a fan of the Wonderlandians and Ever After High, you should definitely give this a read. This book I do not recommend though. I mean, it's part of the same series. There's 4 books in the series. I technically think this is supposed to be part of the series. It is by the same author, and I think, and by a couple of things Raven said, it sounds like this is like after the Ever After High, you know, stories, like, but same universe. But I've always just considered it a standalone, like from the same author but different, you know. But this was only 2 out of 5 stars. It was not good. I didn't tab it at all, as you can see, because I just, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through the hassle of tasking it when I'm probably never going to read it again. Why did I say probably? I'm never going to read it again. I mean, if you want to, it's not like terrible, because then I would have rated 1 out of 5 stars, but, so you can still give it a try if you want. I just don't recommend it. It's the last book of Ever After High. It's like more of a prequel though. It was the 4th book in the series, but it's based off before the first book. Like, the first book was everyone going to school, like it was summer just ended. This was several characters' journey in summer, like what they did during the summer. And honestly, it was kind of pointless in my opinion. It didn't even need to be made. So, and this I do not recommend. Obviously, I DNF'd it, so I didn't even bother rating it. So yeah, that's fun. I do not recommend this, and I've heard a lot of bad reviews for it too. I don't usually care about reviews though. If I want to give it a try, I will, but this book was just no. This book I recommend 5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely recommend it if you're an Ever After High and Monster High fan. The only downer was that the Monster High is followed by the reboot Monster High and not the original. But other than that, it's an amazing story, and I do recommend it if you love both shows. I recommend this if you like Beauty and the Beast and retellings. I'm not big on retellings for mainly, but I do want to give a few for other books a chance, because this one was good, and I kind of intrigued to see how the other ones play out. They're not at the top of my list, obviously, since retellings aren't my go-to, but it was good, and I do recommend it for anyone who likes retellings and Beauty and the Beast. This one, if you're a fan of Monster High, I do recommend it. It's a little bit different than Monster High because it does also follow a normie, and I mean, the Monster High movie Ghouls Rule does follow a couple of normies, but it was just that one movie because that was the whole point of it, normies versus monsters. But this one follows normies a lot more, especially this one normie, well, 2 if you include Jackson. But he's technically not. I don't know, the whole Jackson thing always confused me, because yeah, he's a normie when he's Jackson, but then he turns into Hyde, who's a monster, but if he can turn into a monster, then doesn't that make him a monster? Like, that's just my feelings, but okay. But yeah, so it is a good book, and I obviously like it because I tabbed it a lot, and I don't know which one I like. I think I still like the other one more, but this one follows a few of my favorite character a bit more, Draculaura. I mean, she's not in it that much, sadly, but the 4th book she is, thankfully. But yeah, basically the monsters are in hiding, and they have to kind of, and then Frankie wants to kind of come out and show her monster pride. She convinces her friends to do this horrific thing that kind of backfires, and now they have like 2 days before Jackson and Hyde get outed to find a way to kind of just, you know. But it's a good book, and I do recommend it if you're a fan of Monster High. It's a bit different, but, you know, maybe that's what makes it so good. And that is all for my Trick-or-Treat-a-thon. If you have any other Trick-or-Treat-a-thon ideas, I'd love to hear them, and I'll consider them. Please like and subscribe and comment how you did on your Trick-or-Treat-a-thon, how you think I did, and what you think of some of these books that I read, and if you like them, if I don't, if you don't like them and I do, or if you never read them but now want to give them a try. And we'll chat below. And I'll see you guys later.